so many books! Hello Bookworm family, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Danny. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button down below. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell because I'm posting lots of new content. And if you're not already following me on Instagram, please be sure to do that. It is at _dancing_bookworm. I post on there full book reviews and content. So I have an unboxing for you guys today from the Book Bundler. I will explain more about what the Book Bundler is in a second, but if you guys are interested in ordering any books from the Book Bundler, I will post a link to their website down below in the description box. You can get mystery grab bag items in certain genres of books. I ordered 3 different ones. So I ordered a YA young adult chapter book. And that is supposed to come with 10 books, and then I ordered 2 which are called beaters, which means that the books are a little beaten up, but still perfectly readable and legible, and I ordered another YA one of that, and I also ordered a, middle grade one of that, so, I'm gonna open this. I don't know if all of them are in here. It seems like this is the box. It seems like a pretty big box, but it also seems kind of small to have. Let's see here. One of the beaters had 15 books, another had 10, and then the YA had 10. So we're looking at, what, 35 books? It seems kind of small to have 35 books, but we're going to open it up and find out and see if they're all in here. If not, I should be getting the rest this week. I need to get my scissors out because it's really, really taped down. But this website was pretty cool, so I'm hoping that overall it'll be worth what I spent. So I spent, I think I spent like a total of $50 for 35 books is what, I will put the actual price of what I spent right here, but I think I spent $50, and we're going to open this up and just see if it was worth it. I know that this is one of the more expensive things that I've bought since being in quarantine and having an online shopping problem, but I thought it was a good deal. I want to fill up my bookshelves completely because my third bookshelf is still pretty empty, and I thought that this was a good way to do it. Plus, whatever I don't want, I can give to my friend who is a teacher, and she can use it for her classroom library. So this is really hard to open. Like, I'm struggling. I'm in struggle city, so we're just going to cut it with scissors. Okay, here we go. Ooh. All right, let's see. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I think all 35 books are in here because I see 3 separate bundles. So it looks like all 35 shipped at the same time. So I'm just going to pull one out randomly. I don't know which one I'm pulling out, but okay, so we're going to go with this one first. Whew. Okay, so they come in these bags. And this is the YA beaters. So these are the ones that are a little beaten up. And there are 10 books in this one. So we're going to open it up. So the first one that we have is Freak. This is by Carol Mattis. I don't see why this is considered a beater because it looks like in really good condition. It looks like anything that you would get at a normal thrift shop, or even better than a thrift shop, maybe just like a slightly used book sale. But this is about a boy who one day wakes up, a girl who one day wakes up and realizes she is psychic. So that sounds pretty good. I'm not going to read the full description because we'd be here for forever, but it is called The Freak. So the next one we have is Sarah Dessen, The Truth About Forever. Do I own this book already? I don't think I do. No, I don't own this book yet. So I do own a few Sarah Dessen books, but not this one. And this says, a long hot summer, that's what 16-year-old Macy Queen has been looking forward to. Her boyfriend Jason is going away to brain camp. She's stuck with a dull as a dishwasher job at the library, and all of her free time she is going to spend studying for the SATs. She is corralled into helping with a mother's open house. She meets the Wish Gang. I'm trying to just browse through this. This is your typical Sarah Dessen book about a girl and her experiences in life, a very realistic YA kind of thing. I do like some Sarah Dessen books, some I'm not really into, but I do like some of them. But again, this doesn't seem too beaten up to me. It's got library binding kind of thing on it, but not too bad. So the next one we have is Drowned Wednesday. This is by Kathy Nix, and this is part of the Keys to the Kingdom series. And it says, Wednesday has rolled around and Arthur Penelligon has an invitation to return to the house that he can't refuse. Drowned Wednesday has sent a ship to pick him up from the hospital, even though his hometown is miles from any ocean. So, like a little fantasy YA. Kind of cool. This is about a ship, a boy. He's been in a hospital room. I think it doesn't say what number in the series it is. Okay, so this is the third of the series. So probably should read the first two first, but again, it's fine. It's still a book, you know, still part of a very cheap collection of books. So the next one is pretty beaten up, but it is a good one, and I don't own it. It is The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants by Anne Brashares. I love The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants movie. I have never actually read the book, but it does have this little beaten up here thing. But basically it's about four best friends for the first summer in their life they have to spend apart, and they end up finding a pair of jeans that happens to fit all four of them, which is shocking to them, and they spend the summer passing the jeans back and forth for good luck to each other, and with notes and stuff about what their summer is. I have wanted to read this book for a while because I do really, really love the movies. So I'm going to probably pick this one up pretty soon. I am glad that this came in here. It's a little beaten up, but again, these aren't too bad. Like, it's about as beaten up as you would get in a normal, like, used bookstore. Like, they're not horrible. So next we have Flawless, which is part of the Pretty Little Liars novel series, and this is by Sarah Shepard. It looks like the fourth of the series. I have never really cared about Pretty Little Liars. Okay, that's not true. I watched the first two seasons a long, long time ago. But it's just never been anything that I've really been interested in. But basically, oh, there's another one here too, so I'm just gonna pick this up and talk about them at the same time. This is the first one. This is the Pretty Little Liars, like the first book. So basically, this is about a group of girls whose one of their best friends dies. The best friend knew a ton of secrets about them, and they start receiving mysterious text messages from somebody named A, which is the first letter of their friend who passed away's name. And the text messages are revealing secrets about them that only this person who died knew. So, they're trying to figure out the mystery throughout the whole thing. Also, they're all kind of snobby, bratty girls. It's definitely an acquired taste. I might hang on to these. I don't know. I might hang on to these because I am interested in at least reading the first book, because I did like, for the most part, the series, but I just stopped watching it because I don't know, I just did. I think I got rid of cable or whatever. But yeah, I am interested in maybe reading like one of them just to have the experience of reading one of them, but not something that I super care about. So the next one we have is Fallen. This is by Lauren Kate, and this says, there's something achingly familiar about Daniel Gregory. Mysterious and aloof, he captures Luce Price's attention from the moment he sees her on the first day of the Sword and Cross boarding school. So I believe this is a thriller, it says, but I almost want to say it's probably a fantasy thriller. Maybe not. Maybe it's just like a normal thriller. But it's got kind of that fantasy vibe to it. If you guys know anything about this book, comment down below, because the description is actually very short on here, so I don't know if it's fantasy or just a thriller. But yeah, I've actually seen this on people's bookshelves before, and it seemed pretty interesting, like just based on the cover. Might be something that I pick up in the future. But ironically, when I'm writing books, like, one of my go-to character names is Luce, like Luce, which I think is really funny because that's the main character of this book's name. But like, I've for the last few years, if I write like a short story or a book or whatever, I call the main character Luce. So I think that's pretty ironic. So the next one I have is Wake, and the name is covered up, but this is by, let me flip it open because the name's covered up, Lisa McMahon. And it says, 17-year-old Jamie getting sucked into other people's dreams is getting old. Okay, that's a hook, line, and sinker for me. That sounds really cool. So about a girl who gets sucked into other people's dreams, like actual sleeping dreams. That sounds really cool. This one's probably one of the more beat up ones, but I think these stickers come off pretty easily. If you like put a blow dryer over them or something, they like come off really easily. So again, I'm not complaining. That sounds really good. That was the first line of the summary and it sounded good. The next one, oh my gosh, it's got sprayed edges. I love books with sprayed edges, like, so much. I don't even care if I like the book or not. I love sprayed edges. But this is The Black Book of Secrets by Effie Higgins. This looks so cool. This book looks awesome. This is going to be one of those books that I pick solely based on the cover, probably. But this says, a boy arrives at a remote village in the dead of night. His name is Ludlow Fitch, and he's running from the most terrible past. What he is about to learn is that in this village is the life he has dreamed of, a safe place to live, a job, an assistant to a mysterious pawnbroker who trades people's deepest, darkest secrets for cash. That sounds awesome. This book is gorgeous. Like, this is like one of those books that I would put on display just because it looks beautiful. Like, I don't know, this all black kind of worn look. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So far, this is amazing. So the last one that we have in this bundle, which is the Beaters Young Adult Bundle, is A Plague Year. And this is by, it looks like Edward Bloor. Edward Bloor, maybe? Let me see. Again, the stickers. Yes, Edward Bloor. Is this an old book? It says 1950. Is this an old book? No, it says 2011. I don't know why it has 1950 written in here. Anyway, so this is, the back of the book just says, I see walking death. That's cool. It says stage 1, it starts small, grows, it's a zombie book. I don't even have to read anymore. I'm excited. I want to read this like right away. I love zombie books so much. Okay. All right. Get myself together. I love zombies. Zombies are awesome. So yeah, I don't even need to finish reading it. It's a zombie book. We're gonna read this one soon. I'm excited. So those were the 10 books in the young adult beater. So far so good. Like, all of them are pretty amazing to me. Figuring it out from, like, if I went to a used bookstore point of view, this would be about, any hardcover would probably be about $3 to $4 depending on the publication here. So we'll just round it off to about $3 right now. So 3, 6, and then paperbacks at the used bookstore that I'm referencing that I go to all the time. Paperbacks are about $2 to $3, so we're gonna say 2 for right now. We're gonna keep it on the lower end to see if I made my money back. So we have $6, then we have 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. So for this alone, I would give it about $20 in value. Oh, sorry, there's one more. $22 in value. So I'd give it about $22 in value for the beater ones. So let's go to our next set, which is, I believe, the young adult. These are not beaters. So these should be like, I think they're either like rejected books or like books that have been on like a good clean shelf for a long time kind of thing. But this is again YA books. So let's open this up. And we have, I don't even know where to start. Some of these look really good. Okay, so we have, the first one is 4. This is part of the Divergent collection, by Veronica Roth. I've never actually read any of the Divergent books. I did see the first movie, and I do own the first book, but I've never actually read the books. But is this, I don't know, I'm assuming this is the 4th book in the series. It says 4, I don't know. You guys can tell me. Oh, I think 4 is the name of a character, right? Like, that's the name of a character. But anyway, I don't know what number this falls in the collection. So I feel like it's not one of the early ones because I feel like it was Divergent, then Allegiance. I don't know what number 4 falls in. But basically this is about a girl who is supposed to be placed into, well, this book not specifically, but the series is about a girl who's supposed to be placed into a career, but she's never felt like she personally connects with any career. When she goes in to get the testing done, they tell her that she is divergent and she needs to flee with this other group of people kind of thing. I watched the movie a really long time ago. That's probably a horrible synopsis, but that's what I know about it. This is in beautiful condition. There's a little bit of wear and tear on the edges, but not horrible. But it's very clean cover, very nice. So far so good. On the next one we have is, it's got a sticker over it. Oh no. Okay, so this one I'm a little bummed about because this book looks like it probably should have been with the beaters, but this is a, I can't even see what it is. I can't even see what the title is because somebody put a sticker over it, but it's got a, like the, there's like a little crease here and the stickers over it. So that's a little bummer, but I mean overall not like the end of the world. But this is from the Files of Madison Finn, so this is part of the Madison Finn series. I don't know, is this like the first book? Okay, this is BF4E, Best Friends Forever. I don't know what number this falls in the series. I wish. Okay, so this says books 4 through 6. So this is 3 different books in it. So this is books number 4 through 6. And it basically says, from changing friendships to developing crushes, the ongoing saga of her parents' divorce, Madison Francesca Finn faces one new 7th grade challenge after another. So this actually sounds more like a middle grade to me because the main character is a 7th grader. So probably not appropriate for the YA pack, especially because this is supposed to be like the nicer YA pack and this book's a little beaten up. But it does have 3 books in one, which you got to kind of give credit for because, you know, you're only paying for 10 books. So, the next one I have, this is Dolphin Song by Lauren St. John. And this says, Martine's class is going on a trip, an ocean voyage, to watch the sardine run off the coast of South Africa. That sounds cool. This is not part of a series, but there's another one called The White Giraffe that has like a similar vibe to it. I love books about like the ocean and stuff like that. And the only thing I don't like is if it's about the ocean and it takes place from like an animal point of view. I don't really like that. But I do like when people are at the ocean. I love getting that imagery of a setting at the ocean. So this sounds pretty cool to me. Yeah, just kind of a basic book. This one's in pretty good condition too. There's a little bit of a bent edge, but that might have also happened in shipping because these were pretty jam-packed in here. The next one we have is Morpheus Rode the Light. This is by DJ. Again, there's a sticker over the name, DJ McHale. And it says, the Marshall Seaver is being haunted. He begins with a mysterious sound, a fleeting face outside the window, a rogue breeze, all things that can be explained away. That is, until he comes face to face with a character who exists on pages of a sketchbook. A character Marshall created himself. So, it's got kind of like a horror fantasy vibe to it, which is kind of cool. It's not something that's super catching my attention, but maybe once I read through the full summary, it might be something that I'm interested in. But this, again, has a sticker right over the cover, and these are supposed to be the nicer of the, YA books, and I'm almost thinking that they're about the same as the beaters, so maybe I wouldn't spend money on this pack again and I would just do the beater pack. But I mean, again, for the value, you're getting some good books, and this is hardcover, so I appreciate that too. The next one we have, this is a double feature, and this is, it doesn't say an author's name. Delivers and Roy. Oh, okay, it is. It's up there. Julie Delivers and Jennifer Roy. So this is a dual author, and this is, after their adventures in New York City, the identical twins Peyton and Emma Mills thought life would go back to normal, but when the girls are asked to star in a Teen Sheen shampoo commercial, they can't resist, especially because it's in Hollywood. Suddenly, life isn't so normal anymore. So that sounds pretty cute. Not something I'm super interested in, but this is definitely a book I would have read probably in like 7th or 8th grade. Like, it definitely has that vibe, that like Mary-Kate and Ashley kind of vibe that I dug back then. So yeah, I mean, it's not something that I'm super interested in right now, but it sounds pretty cute. Yeah. The next one is a book we got in the last bundle too, but it is The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants by Anne Brashers. I can't say her name still, but this is the hardcover one, so this will probably be the one I keep, and I'll probably give the other one to my best friend to put in her classroom library. But yeah, I've already told you guys what this is about, but it is hardcover, and this one is in nicer condition as well, so I like that. The next one we have is The Last Olympian by Rick Riordan. I can't say his name. But this is one of the Percy Jackson and the Olympians books. This is number 5. I don't know if that's the last book or not. I only own the first one, so I will put this in the collection of the other ones that I have. But yeah, basically this is about a kid who discovers that he is a demigod, which means he is a partial god, and he is like the son of Poseidon, and yeah, that's pretty much what the series revolves around. He has to go through all these tasks and stuff like that, and he would like to see his father again, but you know, he's like a god, so he can't really do that. So I don't know if this is the last. I think it's the last of the series. I'm not really sure. I don't really know much about the books, other than that I own the first one and I haven't read it. Hey, I'm sure you're shocked. The next one we have is Feathers by Jacqueline Woodson. This is in beautiful condition. I have read this book before. It is a gorgeous book. It is about a sister who has a brother who is deaf, I believe. And, she has a brother who's deaf, so she uses sign language all the time, but her friends don't really know that he's deaf. She also meets a boy who is, I believe he's being bullied, or she's being bullied, something like that. But I think she's being bullied because of her skin color or her ethnicity, or maybe that her brother's deaf. I can't really remember. But she meets this boy and she assumes the boy is going to be a jerk and she's going to hate him, and things are not what they seem. I read this about 2 years ago, so I don't really super remember what it's about. But I do remember liking it. I like all of Jacqueline Woodson's books, so this is awesome because I don't own this one yet, so that's really cool. The next one I have is The Star and the Shepherd. This is by Dan Herring and Marcy Kate Connolly. And this is a really cool cover. This is probably one of the prettier covered books that I own, and it's in really good condition. But this says, when the world first formed, the night was black and filled with dark creatures. The elders knew their people couldn't survive under such a threat, so they made the ultimate sacrifice, and they gave their hearts to the sky in the form of brightly shining stars. Now 11-year-old Cairo is a star shepherd like his father. He spent his life tucked away in the outskirts of the town of Dren. There, the small family watches the night sky for falling star and rushes to rescue them when they do. That sounds really cute. Is there an age level on here? So this is 8 and up. So again, some of these books are not really YA. They're more like middle grade YA. This sounds adorable. I might actually read this next month because I'm trying to do like a middle grade May type thing. And this sounds really, really cute. This looks adorable, and the cover is beautiful. Top-notch cover. The last one in this bundle is Spoiled. This is by Heather Cox and Jessica Morgan. This says, 16-year-old Molly Dix has just discovered that her biological father is Brick Berlin, the world-famous movie star and red carpet regular. So, again, another one of those YA books that is kind of like, you know, preppy girl kind of thing, but overall, I mean, this cover is really cool. I think it's a very unique cover, and it is hardcover, and it's in really good condition. I don't necessarily know if it's a book that I'd be interested in. After I'm done making this video and do some reading outside and stuff, I'm going to go through and read all these synopsises and stuff, but for the most part, I'm not going to worry too much about that. But let's go through what I think it would have cost. So, again, I'm going to go based off the bookstore that I go to, and hardcovers there are between $3 and $4 depending on the condition, and paperback are about $2, so that's what I'm going to base these off of. So this would be 3, 6, was there another hardcover? Yep, 9, 9, 10, 12, and 15. So this is about $15 for the hardcovers, and then 2, 4, 6, 8, $10 for the paperbacks, so 15 plus 10 is what, 25? So about $25 for these. Again, I'm definitely getting my money back, I think. Definitely getting my money back, probably. But those ones, I would say, were more beater, and they weren't all YA either. So, I'm not sure really how I felt about that stack specifically. I think I'd rather just go for the YA beaters because they're about the same condition and I believe a little bit cheaper. So then the last one we have is this is the middle grade thin chapter books, and this came with 15 books in it. So we're going to open this up and let's see. First one we have is a Goosebumps Reader Beware Choose Your Own Scare book, and this is number 13 of the Goosebumps series, and that is A Scream of the Evil Genie. If you guys don't know what the Goosebumps series is about, they're by R.L. Stein, and he writes spooky, kind of horror-ish books for kids, and this is specifically a Choose Your Own Adventure book, which I love. Secret love. I might read this for doing my middle grade May. I don't know. We'll have to see what my TBR raffle says. The next one we have is The Puppy Place. This is Scout, where every puppy finds a home. This one's pretty beaten up. The edges is teared. There's like a sticker mark on it, but it says Charles and Lizzie Preston know a lot about puppies. That's because the Petersons are foster family for young dogs. They have an adorable puppy of their own, Buddy, but they still love helping other puppies find their home. This might be a good one for me to read with my niece because she really likes the concept of middle grade books, but she has a hard time reading them herself, so I've been reading them out loud to her. So this might be one of the ones that she picks. Oh, and this is by Ellen Miles. Sorry, I didn't say that one. Next we have, oh, I love this. This is one of the Full House books, and this is Stephanie really making friends with the enemy. Never Trust a Flamingo, it says. And these are by, it just says Minstrel Books. I don't know if there's an actual author or if they're just, this is by Devra Newberger Sparagon. But if you guys don't know Full House, it is a TV show that was on back in the late 80s, early 90s about three sisters being raised by their father's best friend, and their uncle, and they get into all sorts of different adventures. I do love Full House. I probably won't hang on to this book because, you know, that's kind of corny. But I do love the show. I don't like Fuller House, though. I haven't been able to get into it. It's just not my thing. The next one we have is Franny K. Stein, Mad Scientist, The Fran with Four Brains. And this is a series. It doesn't really say specifically what this one's about. Oh, yes. Okay. It says, being a mad scientist in the modern world is very hard work. With so much that needs to be done in such a short period of time, multitasking can get way out of hand. Franny needs some additional help, but for Franny, there is only one person in the world she trusts to help her with the experiments, herself. So yeah, that sounds really cute. Really, really cute. Again, it might be another one that my niece would be interested in reading together. Oh, so cute. Next one we have is Oliver and Company. This is a Walt Disney classic, and this is by, let's see if it gives me a name. Oh no! That's so sad. Okay, I'm not going to be able to hang on to this one because it's missing the entire first chapter. The entire first chapter is ripped out. A bunch of pages are ripped out. I'm going to have to contact the company because they're definitely not supposed to come like that. Like, they're all supposed to be readable, even if they're a beater. So I will have to contact the company. But this is basically about Oliver, who is a cat, I believe. I haven't seen Oliver in a long time. Yeah, Oliver's a cat. He meets a dog named Dodger. They become friends, and Dodger kind of keeps Oliver, like, in check while he's out on the streets. I will have to contact the company about that. That's a bummer. I'm sad about that. The next one is Fang the Dentist, and this was by Mike Thaler. And this says, it's Snarvy's first time at the dentist. He really doesn't want to go. He's heard dentists have lots of drill and lots of equipment and puts caps on teeth. Will a visit with Dr. Fang be all Snarvy expect? But yeah, this sounds kind of cute. I don't know. I mean, it's, again, they've got pictures. This is definitely not middle grade. This would definitely be something for my niece, so I will probably give this to her, but it seems kind of funny. It's not kind of cute. The next one we have is, this is Mittens, the Cat, Animal Friends, the Prodigal Cat. Again, another one. This has got pictures in it and stuff, but this is a children's book. And this is by Janet Oakes. So this says, Mittens is sure there is no other cat as wonderful as she. She's smart, beautiful, and very proud of herself, so it's no surprise when Mittens decides she can manage on her own just fine. Cute. Very cute. I'm kind of rushing through these now because there's not much to say about these. Like, some of these are not ones that I would actually read, but some of them are really cute. This is Flat Stanley's Worldwide Adventures. I love Flat Stanley. I read Flat Stanley when I was a kid. But this is Framed in France, so this is part of the Flat Stanley series. When Stanley Lambchop is asked to help catch an art thief in Paris, he can't help but be excited, posing as a painting in the Louvre Museum on a wall across the famous Mona Lisa. C'est magnifique. C'est magnifique. I can't speak other languages. I'm horrible at other languages. I love Flat Stanley. I'm definitely hanging on to this one. This one sounds adorable. I love Flat Stanley. All right, the next one is Return to Sender. This was by Kevin Hankins. And it says, no one takes Whittaker seriously when he writes his first letter to Frogman. After all, Frogman may be invisible, but he is only a cartoon. Or maybe invincible, sorry, but he's only a cartoon. But when Whittaker gets an answer, everyone is amazed. Could a Frogman be real? Again, another little kids one. But this is a little bit older. This is probably more of a middle grade, actually. Yes! Oh, I'm so excited. We have a Dear Dumb Diary book. This was my life when I was a kid. I loved Dear Dumb Diary. It says, can adults become human too? And these are by, I think, Benton. What's her name? Jim Benton. Jim Benton is his name, and he writes these books. But basically, this is about a girl who's very sarcastic. She writes down all of her life problems in her diary. They're hilarious. I love the Dear Dumb Diary books so much. The next one we have is Dragonslayers Academy, the new kid at school. And this is about, first, a traveling minstrel tells Wiglaf that he was born to be a hero. Then he reads the DSA and posted on the village message tree. Now he's off to Dragonslayers Academy and in for a first day of school he'll never forget. This is by Kate McMullen. That sounds cute. This sounds kind of like How to Train Your Dragon, almost. Got those vibes. Next, we have The Lion King. This is written by, I mean, it's obviously Disney Press, but this is written by, adapted from the film by Gina Ingoglia. So I actually have to read a movie to book adaptation for part of my book challenge for this year, so I might read this one. I do love The Lion King. If you guys don't know what it's about a little lion who, wants to grow up and be king, but something tragic happens and he ends up running away from his pride. So, the next one we have is The Bobbsey Twins. This is back like my mom read these books, but this is the Blue Poodle Mystery #1. This is written by Laura Lee Hope. I actually know nothing about the Bobbsey Twins. I just know my mom references them sometimes. But this is, oh, there's ballet shoes in it, so that's cool. This is Don't Stop Dancing, Nan whispers to Jackie when her pet poodle, dripping with blue paint, suddenly tears across the stage and disappears. As the young star of the children's ballet chases after her dog, Eclair, Nan bravely takes Jackie's place until the show ends. Interesting. I'm not sure that would ever happen in real life, but that's interesting. Next we have Stone Stew by Bill Wallace. This says, don't get me wrong, I love being scratched behind the ears, chasing Butch the dog, and eating mother's stew. My brother Toby and I have learned about people things, and when we were adopted by Sarah and Ben, the only problem with the kid people is they like to play games like Dress the Cat and Snot Stew. So it's about a cat who's kind of, not loving his cat life currently, sounds like. And the last one in this was Katie Kazoo Switcheroo, I Hate the Rules. And it says, Nancy Krulik's funny, Katie is sick of her school's rules, but when she turns into the principal and announces that there are no rules, she creates a big mess. That sounds cute. That sounds really cute. Some of these, okay, I'm not in love with a lot of those ones from that thin chapter book collection, but a lot of them would be good to read with my niece, which is important to me right now while she's home, is to have good books to read together. So, overall, I'm not going to count this one in, how much this package would have cost at a thrift bookstore, just because didn't come with all the pages, so I'm going to contact the company about that. But we have about 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. So again, I think I paid about $50 for all of these together. I will put the price right here again so you guys can see, so you guys can kind of compare and contrast and see if I got my money's worth. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye!
Wasn't that a great video? Clearly books make me very happy. Now you can make me happy too. Click the subscribe button to follow my channel. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you think I did good. And the notification bell will let you know when I post new content. Also, follow my Instagram for more book shenanigans.